Imagine it's year 2007. You walk into a mobile phone shop and you see that one brand dominates every shelf. That is Nokia. Does not matter you live in New York, London, Dubai, Delhi, or Lahore. Almost everyone owns one phone called Nokia. Its ringtone is recognizable by everyone. Its phones are famous for being not destructible, and it has 50% of global mobile phone market share. Experts believe that Nokia's dominance will always be there. Yet imagine telling those experts that after few years, a company called Apple, which never built mobile phones before, has destroyed the complete empire of Nokia. In this video, we will cover the rise and fall of the Nokia, how a company that dominated market from 1990 to 2007 disappeared, and how despite of buying it from $1 billion, Microsoft could not revive it. So story starts with the business of Nokia. It started its operations back in 1865 when nobody thought about mobile phone. Initially, Nokia was dealing with the paper. It was a paper manufacturer. It expanded to rubber. Then it started making cables, and then it came into the telecommunication business. In 1990s, in 1990s, it was king in the smartphone, not smartphone, in the phone market. So everyone thought it was one of the biggest successes of the Europe, and they themselves could never think that things will change. However, deep inside all this success, there was illusion growing in the Nokia, and that was that we have better phones and people need the better phones always. The game changed on January 9, 2007, when Steve Jobs walked onto a stage in San Francisco and introduced the first iPhone. The Nokia executives never worried about it because iPhone was incomplete. It was without a keyboard. It even did not had a lot of features that Nokia offered in those days. But what Nokia forgot that Apple was not introducing a phone; it was making an ecosystem. Later on, Apple introduced the Apple Store. Lot of developers introduced lot of applications, and all of a sudden the phones became the navigation system, the phone became the cameras, phone became banks and malls, and all of a sudden phone, instead of they were serving more than the purpose of calls, it was serving a digital lifestyle. And this was the point where Nokia executives started worrying, and the worry was not to make something new, think about the future. They started defending their products, and it made their failure exponential. So imagine in the days when the Nokia was fighting with the Apple, the Google introduced the Android system, and it also allowed other companies to use its Android system. So soon, Samsung also joined the Android system. The Xiaomi joined the Android system, and all of a sudden, the Android sort of started competing with the Nokia customers. Now, the Nokia was not only competing with Apple, it was competing with entire ecosystem, and its survival became impossible. So the last attempt was made to save the Nokia in 2013 when Microsoft purchased it, and it thought that introducing the Windows system would slightly give a new life to Nokia. However, people were already used to Android and Apple Store, and this case study also failed. And it was one of the, what they call it, largest acquisitions that could not bring the money. What entrepreneurs can learn from it? First thing is that the dominance in industry never means that you are going to dominate all the time. Secondly, the products evolve. You have to never get attached with phones, with technology, new things come, and all the entrepreneurs, they will only disrupt you when you think that they are approaching some other market which is not possible. Third thing is that even Nokia had the chance to join the Android system and make phones just like Samsung, Xiaomi, but instead of that they introduced a new system, new ecosystem. So they throughout their survival till 2013, they were fighting with the ecosystem. And often success become enemy of the people who think that they dominated one industry for 30 years, they will not go anywhere. Same thing happened with the four we will cover in the next study. Thank you.